Manchester United versus Liverpool has been postponed due to the adverse effects created by the protests that went on today, both inside and outside of Old Trafford. There is no determination yet as to when the game will be replayed. Of course, we're in a very congested Concertina-like season because of the delayed end to the 2020 season last year. In relation to this news, of course, it's a big frustration to a lot of people that the game isn't going to go ahead. Man United fans today wanted to be heard. Manchester United fans today wanted to get the message out there that they were not happy, and they were no longer going to tolerate what was going on at their football club. And as we say, that has ended, and that has resulted in the game today being postponed. That has ended with the game today being called off. That has ended with no match being played. But I do want to gauge your views and your opinions on this right now, ladies and gentlemen, whether you think this was the right call, what your reaction is to what Manchester United fans did today. I really am intrigued to know what you think and what you feel. We're going to open up the lines for you to come on and have your say in relation to this. We are live on the Football Terrace. We're live on Give Me Sport as well. We want to hear from you in relation to this. I'm looking at the live comments coming through here. Andrew says, points deducted now, is what a Liverpool fan says here. I agree with the Man United fans protesting, but to enter the ground is just wrong, is what Gavin has got to say. Lots of angry people in relation to this right now. And I understand people's frustrations. I really do understand people's frustrations with everything that's going on with this right now. We're going to open up the lines for you all to come on and for you to have your say in relation to this today. Clive here, a very strong message out to Manchester United fans that did that today. Saeed thinks points deductions are not needed because that will punish the players and manager. They had nothing to do with this and are the victims. I understand. Look, I don't think they're going to do a points deduction. I don't even know if that can happen in any way, shape, or form. I don't think so. But everybody that's tuning in on Facebook, please hit your like buttons and share this stream. Everyone tuning in on YouTube, do exactly the same thing for us. Really important that we get that done. This comment says, my club, our fans, bloody brilliant. It shows the power and was needed, but it was peaceful. They didn't want, it was peaceful. They don't want it to go there. Glazers out. Should have played it on your forehead. Oh, that's nice. Cheers, mate. It is, honestly, that is a big forehead. I can't lie, bro. That is a big forehead. I rubbed it out on your girlfriend's headboard. Only joking, bro. All the fans that went into the ground should be arrested and charged for trespass, is what John says. Very strong fuse here against the Manchester United fans that stormed onto that pitch and did what they did today. Lee here on Give Me Sport Facebook says, as a Man United fan, the fans should have stayed outside, but glad they did what they did. Makes sense. Makes sense over this sports media blackout. It certainly does. Shouldn't have stopped the fans. Shouldn't have been stopped. The fans were reasonable, or Carragher would have got hammered. I hear a lot of people say, listen, I look at it this way. Would I have done what those fans did? The answer is no. I would not have gone into the ground. I wouldn't have gone onto the pitch. But do I understand what the majority wanted? Do I understand that the majority of people wanted to make a splash, get themselves heard, create headlines all around the world, get the message out there for Glazers out? Absolutely. So I understand it wholeheartedly why people did what it is that they did today. I really do. Ken says, agree with the Man United fans, and this should just be the beginning, not the beginning of the riots and protests, but the showing of fans' power. Let's get Greedy Sky and BT, etc., backing down with their extortionate prices to pay millions of pounds to players, is what's being said here. Kev says small minority of so-called football fans gone about this completely the wrong way. They should all get bans. There are ways of doing things, and this isn't one of them. Let's do some more comments here. I want to see what people are saying here. This is from Yosh on YouTube. Remember, if you are watching on Give Me Sport, get yourself across here. We're now partnered with Give Me Sport. We are the Football Terrace. Get yourself across to our YouTube channel now. Just go into YouTube, type in Football Terrace, and come and subscribe to us over there. He says, remember when everyone wanted City to forfeit because some of their squad had COVID? Premier League needs to send a message out that fans just can't protest games whenever they feel like it. The issue that you have with that statement is that it's every person's right in the UK to protest. It's a right that you have. You can't punish the club for what we don't even know if how many of these fans have an association to the club in terms of season ticket holders. It's impossible to ban the club or punish the club for something somebody outside of their sphere did. But I understand the sentiment you're coming with. There's a super chat here that says lifetime bans incoming. You could be right with that. You could find a number of these Manchester United fans suffer with lifetime bans or things to the effect of. I wouldn't be surprised to see that go ahead and to see that happen. I truly, truly wouldn't. It's fairly normal in these circumstances. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. There's a comment here from Marvin that says this isn't US soccer where the ref can game called on account of home team fans being jerks. So you guys get the 3 points. No, no one's getting the 3 points. It's just abandoned. It's not abandoned, sorry. It's postponed as opposed to abandoned. Abandoned would suggest there's going to be no sort of recourse for it to move forward. Tahir says Man United security will be criticised. It really depends. No one knows exactly what's happened. There's reports that somebody left the doors open. Earlier on when we were live, it was said that the Man United fans broke the barricades and broke into the stadium, like pushed the doors open. It now turns out it may not be the case, that it could be the other way around, that the Man United fans actually were let in. If that's the case, it's going to be interesting to see what is said after that point. And here says, I wish Gary Neville would stop bringing Liverpool into his rants about the Glazers because he wants them out. He needs to shut his trap about us. That is what Anne Whitelaw has had to say right now. Not happy with Gary Neville this afternoon. Lazy here says, I wish Arsenal fans could do the same. I'm tired of developing players for other teams. I hear where you're coming from with that. I hear why you think and feel that. There's no doubt about it. Foddy here says, it's a Man United home game. They are responsible for controlling their fans at their home stadium. They're responsible for controlling fans inside the stadium. I don't believe the club have any responsibility for controlling people from the outside coming in. That's my understanding. But equally, I think football fans have got to come together. What I see is a lot of point scoring going on. Let's try and get Man United in trouble. Let's try and get points deducted. I thought 2 weeks ago we were all meant to stand up together against bad owners, greedy owners, people trying to ruin and kill our game. I understand condemning some of the actions today is important, but is it not going to nullify our fight to rid the game of bad ownership if we then try and point score to put each other's clubs down? That's what I'm not condoning. Like 500 people out of the 10,000 today broke into the stadium. The majority didn't follow them in. You can't start punishing a whole club and a whole fan base for the actions of a minority. Because I don't think nobody. That's like saying Liverpool should. When next time Liverpool fans, a handful of fans throw objects at a bus, what should Liverpool be kicked out of the Champions League? Let's be very, very mindful what we're asking for here, and be very, very careful of precedents that we could set that could impact our own teams. Imagine how you would feel as a Liverpool fan if Liverpool got thrown out of a competition because of 1, 5, 10, 100 people out of the millions of fans you have around the world. I think it's really important to remember that. I think it's really important to remember that. There's a comment here from Helen that says, yeah, I'm a Geordie, but I support Liverpool. So give Liverpool the points. And look, each to their own on that. Everyone's entitled to think and feel what they want. Someone says, nah, Terry, getting into the stadium and lighting up flares is too far, in my opinion. And I understand that you think it's too far. But does that mean you feel the team should be punished? And then how far do you take that? Again, I'll give you an example. It was only a year or so ago. What if you've got fans that travel for European games? They misbehave in town centres. So the teams be. How far do you take it? Where do you draw the line on a club's responsibility to control its fans? And then the punishment the club should face. I'm asking a question instead of making a statement. Get that in the live comment sections right about now. Right about now, people. I want to hear from you. Adam says, I'm a Liverpool fan. There's no threat to the players or staff. The game should have been played. Gary and Jamie were spot on. The Glazers and FSG are greedy. I respect the movement made by United fans, but the game should have been played. And look, a lot of people are suggesting that the game should have been played. A lot of people are saying that it shouldn't have been called off. I understand everyone's got a different view and a different opinion on this. But as it remains right now, or as it stands right now, the game has been called off. The game isn't going ahead today. It will be postponed to a date further down the line. It will be interesting to see when that is, though. God's will here says, so disappointed, and Liverpool should be awarded 3 points whilst United be punished. I understand it that isn't going to be the case. That isn't going to be. Why do you think that? Let me ask you, my friend. Why do you want to see that happen? We're here to interact with you. I want to understand why you think that should be done. James says it just shows how desperate Liverpool are for the top four. Just looking, one of our members here over on YouTube says, I'm irritated that I didn't get to watch the game. I was planning on watching all day, but the point of the protest is to cause some sort of disruption. This is how you cause awareness. And I suppose that's the point, isn't it? If it was 1,000 people singing Kumbaya outside, is anybody going to report on it? Is anybody going to be talking about it? I'm now intrigued to see the reaction that Arsenal fans, that Tottenham fans have. They have both got protests scheduled in the next 2 weeks. It'll be very interesting to see how this transpires in that course of time. It really, really will. Games start when the Glazers are out. Comment here says, look at the desperate Liverpool fans trying to get top four. George says, calling the game off does not affect billionaire owners. It just makes them more money. So no such thing as bad publicity. I hear you on that. I absolutely agree with that point. I think that is absolutely spot on. Zaza says, Liverpool fans are a disgrace, desperate for points instead of uniting against owners. That is what Zaza thinks out here today. Yes, got to love the double standards. All other protests were bugged up. Now it's us. It's a disgrace. This was the point. Glazers don't care about regular protests getting in Carrington. Now Old Trafford, power moves is what Osman thinks. He thinks today is a power move by Manchester United. By Manchester United there. Just going through as many comments as I can. Make sure you've all hit that like button, whatever platform you're watching on. If you are still watching over on Facebook, make sure you come and check us out over here at the Football Terrace. I'm going to leave a comment in the comment section here. I'm going to put a link in to our channel to come over and subscribe to the Football Terrace when you get a moment. We'd love to see you over here. We'd love to interact with you and share more of our content. We are partnered now moving forward with Give Me Sport and Snack Media. So you're going to see myself and a lot of my team on Give Me Sport moving forward with lots of live shows, lots of live fan phone-ins as well. So if you're not familiar with us, make sure you get yourselves over here and get yourselves subscribed to one of the biggest multi-team fan media channels on the planet. We are here for you. Let's go through some more of these comments here. Old School says, I guarantee if Liverpool were safely inside the top four, nobody would be calling for them to get the 3 points. Why didn't security manage this better? Well, do you know what? It's an interesting point. There are reports that it was security that let Man United fans in, that they left the doors open. That's what we're being told. Now, I don't know how true this is. It's only what I've read across social media. There's been, as far as I can see, no confirmed reports of this. But Their skeleton staff, steward-wise. Maybe the club didn't think 10,000 people would turn up. I know that hundreds, if not thousands, of Man United fans turned up at the hotel at about 1 p.m., which was an hour before the scheduled protest was meant to start. So it was, a very interesting turn of affairs when you look at it all in its entirety today. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Interesting turn up, interesting affairs, and everything else going on in relation to today. Jack's comment here over on YouTube says, hit them in their pockets, burn Old Trafford down to the ground. Wouldn't advocate that move myself, but I think metaphorically, I understand what you mean. Take the money away from these owners, and that will impact them. Security staff are not paid enough to deal with 10,000 fans protesting. A lot of people would agree with you there, Mr. Lewis. They really, really would. Do you think this might happen at other grounds? Well, that's a great question, Peter, and I'm intrigued to see. I think because Arsenal's game on Thursday is so pivotal to their season, no. However, if Arsenal were to have gone out in the last round, I think this could be the knock-on effect. I think it could be the upping of the ante amongst fans. So it's going to be really intriguing to see what happens on Thursday. Super chat here that says, what knobs cancel cancel your TV subscriptions instead. Gobbin here says peaceful protests don't do anything these days. Farmers have been protesting in India for months. Nothing has happened. I understand that notion, no doubt. There's another super chat we just had come in as well. I seem to have missed it. Here it is. It says, I can't wait for the Gooners to do the same on Thursday. Get these pagans out of our clubs. Hashtag Kroenke out. Hashtag Glazers out. A lot of fury and a lot of frustration going on here amongst the fans. We will be back later on today with more content for you, but I just thought we'd give you an update on what is going on right now. But listen, until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.